Hello everybody, it's Totvis from New Adbox and welcome guys to your 28th HTML5 video tutorial. Now guys, for those of you who follow my tutorials, you know that I'm step by step introducing you to global attributes in my past 3 tutorials already in HTML5, and where you can of course use those HTML5 global attributes. Now guys, I went through the list of global attributes that are functional in HTML5, and not all of them are yet so basic and yet so simple. So I'm gonna skip the draggable global attribute because it requires some JavaScript coding, and we haven't covered the JavaScript yet. So I think that we're just gonna do it while when I'll cover the JavaScript subjects. So guys, going a little bit further, I want to introduce you to a couple of neat global attributes in HTML5 during this tutorial, and one of the first ones that I want to introduce you to is the hidden attribute. And guys, now what the hidden attribute does, guys, the hidden attribute tells your browser that if there is some sort of a part of a text that you don't want to be displayed on your screen, you can simply enter the hidden attribute in your element, and your browser will not print that part of a text on, or that part of the content on your website. So let's go ahead and build something. So you could see it how to use it practically. A visible paragraph. That's going to be a simple one, and let's go ahead and copy the entire row and enter the hidden attribute. So guys, I want to enter hidden and hidden. That will tell our browser, guys, that this part of text should be hidden. So this is an invisible paragraph. So guys, let's go ahead and run it on our screen and see what we get as a result. So I'm just refreshing. So you see guys that the screen, it only prints the visible text, invisible paragraph, and the paragraph that has no attribute. And the paragraph that has hidden attribute, it gets not printed on the screen. So it's pretty simple, yet well, sometimes maybe you will find it useful, but this is one of the global attributes that is quite well practically useful in everyday website building techniques. Okay guys, now that I've introduced you to the hidden attribute, the next attribute that I want to introduce you to, guys, is the language attribute. And language attribute, guys, is let me just enter a couple of line breaks so we don't have to bother with this. Okay guys, so now the language attribute, guys, what does it do? It does specify the language of elements content. So for instance, if you have French, if you have German, or if you have some Spanish content on your website, you can enter the language code and the language attribute, and it will define the text and it will be treated in that language. Now guys, let's go ahead and just enter some sort of a text. Let's say I want to enter a paragraph with a language code for, let's say, French, right? And mon ami and la femme, I think that's the way it is spelled. Okay guys, I'm not specialist in French, I know only basic phrases, so I don't know the spelling. So excuse me if I made some mistakes, but this is only to demonstrate to you how to enter the language reference, language attribute. So guys, there is a bunch of language codes for abbreviation and the value to be typed in, and I will post the complete table on my website a little bit later on, so you could find it. But then again, guys, this is the algorithm, and this is the way how you should type in the language and attribute to tell your browser that you are using a different language than default English one. Okay guys, so now that you know the language attribute and how it is used in practical way. Now the next thing, guys, that I want to introduce you to is the global spell check. Now guys, note one thing, that global attribute for spell check is supported only by Chrome and Opera web browsers, so it's not supported neither by Firefox nor by Internet Explorer yet, but let's hope it will change soon. Anyhow, I do want to show you how it is used and well, what's the practical meaning of it. Okay guys, so what we're gonna need, a simple paragraph with some content in it, and let's go ahead and build let's say content editable, set the value to true, and then guys, the spell check attribute comes in the same way, that you have to set the value to true. So let's type it in that this is a paragraph with editable content with spell check attribute. So guys, now since the spell check attribute, guys, is supported only by Chrome and Opera, I'm gonna run this part of a code on Chrome, and we'll see the result there, and you'll see what's the difference in the practice. So guys, this is a paragraph with editable content with spell check attribute. So let's go ahead and check it. Say I will make intentional mistake in the word attribute, right? And I'm gonna print it there and gonna enter it there. Okay, it should display the information, it should display the marking that the spell check should mark this word as the word. Yeah guys, you can see that there is a red underline telling that the word is printed in the wrong way. So that's how the spell check attribute works in HTML5, guys. So say let's make one more intentional mistake in word width. So you can see that right away the browser recognizes that there is a mistake in the text, and it marks it and the part of the text that has been entered with a mistake. So that's it. That's about it, guys. I think that you'll find these attributes quite useful in everyday practical practical website building techniques, and I think that those are quite interesting attributes to learn. So guys, thank you once more for sticking with me for this video tutorial, and in the next tutorial, which is going to be the last one for global HTML5 attributes, I'm going to cover a couple of more global attributes that are compatible with all elements in HTML5. So thanks again, guys. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you like the video, and I will meet you guys in the next one.